Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Singing with Lauren. My name's Lauren. I am a singer and a voice teacher, and today we're gonna have a little chat about 3 reasons you might not be hearing improvement in your singing. I wanna let you know I have a brand new 5-day mini course that's just called Get Started Singing. So I want you guys to search singingwithlauren.com/start singing, and I'm also gonna link that up here. And the way that works is once you enroll in the free mini course, each day for the next 5 days, you're going to get a little lesson delivered to your inbox that's gonna help get you started on your singing journey. And for those of you that have already been singing for a long time, you might wanna download it too because it can definitely help you get that little refresh that we sometimes need. Okay, so without further ado, let's talk singing. First, and I think the biggest reason why you might not be hearing improvement in your singing is because you're trying to do it all by yourself. Overall, this is the biggest mistake that I see and hear students do, and they don't know it's a mistake until they start taking voice lessons years and years and years later, and then they're like, oh, I was spending all this time totally by myself learning to sing, and I learned a bunch of bad habits along the way. And so remember that your voice teacher is not only helping you build your technique, but they're also being a second set of ears to hear and help you when there's something that you're doing with your muscles or something that you're maybe not doing or that you need to learn how to do. They hear it and then they help you with it. And that's the whole point of having a voice teacher, right? Is that we really can't hear exactly what we sound like when we sing. So I think that learning online is also another great option because I understand that taking weekly voice lessons is a big investment, and some people it's totally works for, and others, maybe you're more of a hobby singer. So for you guys, I have something that's going to be really exciting that's coming up in August, but I'll talk more about that later. So I do think that learning online is a good option if you are a little bit more lax in your singing, if you are not trying to become a professional singer. If you are trying to become a professional singer, if you're young, if you're a teenager, or maybe even if you're in your 20s, you absolutely need to hire a voice teacher to teach you. Now, those lessons can be online. I teach online Skype lessons, or you can find a local studio to take voice lessons with, but you really want to make sure that the person that you choose knows what they're talking about, okay? There are a lot of people out there that call themselves vocal coaches, that call themselves voice teachers, but you need to kind of do the digging and make sure that they have the credentials and that they know what they're talking about. For example, I have a master's in music, which I don't talk about all the time because I don't want to brag about it, but it is something that I'm really proud of, that I have a master's from Peabody Conservatory. So I'm still learning, right? But so that's a very important aspect of it, that not only that you hire a voice teacher, but that you hire a voice teacher who has some credentials, who knows what they're talking about, and that you set up some time to get to know them and see if they're gonna be a good fit for you. Because just because someone's a good teacher or just because someone's a good singer doesn't necessarily mean that they're right for you. So singing is such a personal experience. You want to make sure you really, really like your voice teacher. Moving on to number 2 reason that you might not be hearing improvement in your voice. Okay guys, this is gonna be a little bit tough love, but I'm gonna go for it, okay? I think that the reason a lot of you aren't hearing improvement is because you aren't really practicing. And what do I mean by that? Singing in the shower, not practicing. Singing while you're doing the dishes, not practicing. Okay, when you are practicing, you need to stop multitasking, right? I want you to set a timer. Now listen, that timer doesn't have to be for an hour. That timer could be for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, right? I personally do sections of 25 minutes. That really helps me zoom in, focus in for those 25 minutes. I take a 5-minute break and then I hit it for another 25 minutes. And if I still am feeling good, then I'll hit it for another 25 minutes. But it's really important that you don't multitask when you're singing. And here's why, okay? When you're doing work on the computer and watching TV, you are being distracted by the TV, right? But you're not training your brain to do the wrong thing on the computer, right? The computer is the computer. You know how to work a computer. It's easy to work a computer, right? Well, for most of us, it's easy. But when you're doing something else when you're singing, you have no idea what you're training your body to do because you're not thinking about it. And when we're learning how to sing, we are retraining our muscle memory to do exactly what we want it to do. And it needs a lot of precision and a lot of focus. Now, if you're bending down, if you're putting things up, if you're washing your hair in the shower, if you're trying not to fall in the shower, right? Are you really paying attention to what you're doing with your body while you're singing? No way. There is no way that you are, okay? Now, this isn't to say that you can't sing in the shower, right? Sing your heart out in the shower. But you need to set aside time to actually work on your voice, okay? Me too, guys, right? I have to write it into my calendar. Otherwise, no matter how much I love singing, no matter how much I want to get better, no matter how many songs I need to learn, guess what's going to happen if I don't write it into my calendar? Nothing. Nothing is going to happen, and I'm not going to practice, okay? And I also want to add that if you are someone who's taking voice lessons, practicing for the 1 hour before your voice lesson is not going to do the trick, okay? Even just practicing the day before your voice lesson is not gonna be enough, right? You need to set aside multiple times during the week. And so my go-to thing I love to tell my students, I know you guys are busy, I know you have lives, I know you have jobs, but if you want to get better, you have to commit about 4 practice sessions a week, okay? I want 2 of those practice sessions to be just technical warm-ups. Short. I want them to be short, right? 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. You can work on my videos. You can work on something that we've been working on in lessons or something you've been working on with your teacher in lessons, right? And then the other 2 times of the week, you are doing a full singing session, right? So 30 to 45 minutes or maybe an hour, you know, go crazy. Make sure you're connecting to your breath. You're warming up. You're working on your technique stuff. And that's when you work on your repertoire, okay? So that's when you're gonna be singing your songs, writing your music, whatever it is that you do, that's what you're gonna be doing. So I find that structure makes it a lot less overwhelming for people because when people think about practicing, they think about, oh my God, I have to practice for hours to make a difference. You don't. You don't have to practice for hours and hours and hours to make a difference. Now, if you want to get better really quickly, yes, you know, practice a lot. But if you are, you know, okay with slow and steady growth, it's going to be so much more efficient to practice like that. You know, a couple sessions a week with just a warm-up, a couple sessions a week with a full singing session. So the third reason, don't pause. Don't pause this. I want you guys to hear this. The third reason that you might not be hearing vocal improvement is that you're not recording yourself and listening back to it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. When you're in your lessons, I want you to be recording. If you don't take lessons, if you just study with me online or you take my online courses, what I want you guys to start doing is use your phone. Open up that voice memo app. If you deleted it, re-download it on your iPhone. If you have an Android, I think that it's weird. It's not its own app. It's or you can download your own app, but I think it's in the notepad section for some reason. Android, am I right? I'm just kidding. And I want you guys to be recording at least 5 minutes every time you practice and hear what you sound like. Okay, so some of you are having a hard time getting better because you have no idea what you sound like, and here's why. You're judging your voice based on what you hear while you're singing. But again, we do not hear what we really sound like when we're singing, right? We only hear the residual sound that's left over in our body when we're singing. All the other sound goes this way. Right? It goes straight out. So unless you have a wedge, right, which is a amplifier that's pointed right at your face, while you're performing, that's an accurate way to hear yourself. But if you do not have that, you cannot accurately hear yourself. So start recording yourself, start listening to it, and start linking, okay? Linking how it felt when you were singing when it sounds on the recording really good. Okay, so this means that you're gonna start basing your singing based off of feel and not based off of how you think you sound. Okay, I could talk about that for like another hour, so we're just gonna leave it at that. If you guys have any questions about these three, let me know, okay? If you're looking for an online mentor, I do offer Skype lessons, and I also have another more affordable option coming your guys' way in August that's going to really help those of you stay on track with what you're trying to do. So stay tuned for that announcement. I can't wait to tell you about it. And don't forget that if you are wanting to commit to singing or you are wanting to recommit, I created this course called the 5 Days to Start Singing. It's a mini course, and it's just at singingwithlauren.com/start singing. Okay guys, thanks for joining me today. I appreciate all of you so much, and go practice. Bye.